Ayan. So, our discussion is being recorded. So, for this afternoon, are you ready, everyone, to listen? If you're ready, let's proceed. Ethics, yan. Since this subject is called as GNED2 or ethics, so let's start defining what ethics is. Ethics, always remember this, that it came from the word ethos, or Greek word ethos pala, sorry, which means character and manners. So character is the singular form of manners. Yan. And it also defines the different things that may describe our distinctive um, functionalities or distinctive characteristics. So, ethics, on a technical term or a technical a definition, we have branch of philosophy that studies morality or the rightness or wrongness of a human conduct. Ayan. And in ethics, it also tackles or it also deals with the action that we have and the reason why we did that kind of action. So for example, pinabili ka ng suka ng nanay mo sa tindahan. But before ka makapunta doon sa tindahan na yun is you have many obstacles pa na dapat harapin. First of all, syempre, nakakasalubong ka ng isang aso na ayaw niya magpadaan doon sa street na kung saan ka dadaan. So, as a reaction, or as an action, ay imbes na doon ka na lang dumaan sa daanan na yon, even though na mas malapit yon, is umikot ka na lang doon sa kabila pang daan. And the reason behind that, kaya mo yung ginawa, is natatakot ka na mahagat ng aso. So, natatakot ka na mapahamak. So, that can also deal with our ethics. So, next one, another example. Sa mga class rules, di ba? Yung mga teachers sabi, nagsiset sila ng class rules. For us, to be more disciplined and also for us to be reminded for the courses, for the reasons of our actions. So, as isa pa ay mga sa decisions natin sa buhay. Hindi ba ang decisions natin sa buhay, they have consequences. It may be a positive consequence or a negative consequence. So, yan. Next, ito. As you can see, we have different characters here. We Pixar characters, to be exact. So, we have yung tatay sa The Incredibles. I don't know his name. Si Joy, yung bida sa Monster University, at si Dory. So, these four, the moment you see them, the moment you saw these portraits of them, syempre, there is a certain point na naisip mo na itong character na to sa gantong movie to. Itong character na to ganto yung kanyang ganto yung kanyang ugali dun sa movie. Ganto yung ginawa niya dun sa movie. So that is an example of character which distinguishes us from others. And itong mga to, meron silang iba't ibang character. Yan. And meron silang iba't ibang distinctive characteristics from each other. So next, after that, we're going to talk about morality naman. Since nakakabit siya dun sa definition kanina ng ethics. Kung mapapansin nyo, sabi nga or based on nakasulat kanina na ethics is a study of morality. Ano kaya yung morality? Morality is the code or system of behavior in regards to the standards of right and wrong. So, morality sets the standards in a society in which way that eto bang action na to ay tama sa standards ng nakararami or ito ba ay mali sa standards ng nakararami. So that is the reason why we have morality. And regarding to ethics and morality, always remember that ethics is the science of morals and morality is the practice of ethics. So therefore, ethics is the branch of philosophy that studies morality. Yan. Always do remember that too. Remember that ethics is a science of morals and morality is the practice of ethics. So next one, are you familiar with this? Nakita niyo na ba sila? Are you familiar with them?
Yes po.
Yes po. So ano sila? What?
Signage po.
Signage, yes. Another one, ano pa?
Direction po.
Direction, yes. Another.
Rules. Instruction.
Very good. It's a set of rules or set of directions. So directions, instructions, law, constitution, ano po ba yun? Ordinances, they are an example of rules. These things, madalas siya nakapaskil sa mga sulok-sulok, no, ng mga different public places. But, syempre, these are the type of rules which prevents our behavior or which helps us to have a more acceptable behavior in the society. The clean as you go, yan, madalas natin yung makikita sa mga fast food o sa mga kainan. Yan, sa place ng mga kainan. Sa bawal magtapon ng basura, lalo na sa ilog, meron din siyang part sa hindi lamang sa mga katubigan or mga malapit sa katubigan. Meron pang mga signages na bawal magtapon sa iba't ibang lupalop ng bansa. Pero mostly dun sa mga areas na madalas pagtapunan, dun nila nilalagay yung signage. Yan. So, these things were always essential sa ating buhay. Or as a social being, these were essential. So, bakit kaya? So, let us proceed in the discussion of rules first before we discuss its importance. Ano nga ba yung rules? What is the definition of rules? It refers to the explicit or understood regulations or principles governing conduct within a specific activity or sphere. Which means rules also gives us or also tells us what are the acceptable behavior and unacceptable behavior. It also tells us that what are the things that are allowed and what are the things that are not allowed. Always remember that, ha? And rules serves as the foundation of a healthy society. That in such way that a society cannot function very well without rules. Ayan. So magkakabit na po si society and si rules. Kailangan ng society ng rules to become more organized and mas maging maayos siya, and at the same time is protected or well protected yung mga social beings. So, also, always remember this or please do take note of this, that without rules or a society without rules would likely to fall into anarchy. When we say anarchy, disorderliness. So, sabi dito, a society na walang rules will fall into disorderliness. So, hindi magiging maayos ang isang society if there are no rules. Yan. So for example, di ba, we have so many rules. We have our rules in the house, we have rules in the community, we have rules in the school, classroom, so on and so forth. So before class, magbibigay lang ng example. Nung face-to-face, every time that I have classes, I have mostly 8:30 to 7 or 7 o'clock, ganyan. So, yung mga students ko, lalo na kung ako yung kanilang first class, ay nalilate sila sa klase ko. And then, syempre, mahilig din ako magpa-quiz before. Tapos, yung time na yon is, every time na quiz ako, meron pang mga nalilate. Even though nagsabi ka na that this exact time, ganyan, start tayo ng quiz. Ang number one rule ko sa kanila is kung ano yung number na hindi naman kasi ako hindi naman kasi ako mahigpit when it comes to pagpasok sa klase ko lalo kung late ka. Basta, naabutan mo pa na yung attendance na sa klase mo pa. So, let's proceed na. So, ngayon, ang sabi ko sa kanila, kung ano lang yung aabutan mo na number na sinasabi ko or dinidictate ko, yun lang yung dapat mo o yun lang yung dapat na unang number na sasagutan mo. Wala ka ng ibang sasagutan. So, that is an example of rule. Kasi, I made that rule in order for the latecomers na pumunta sila or pumasok sila ng maaga. So now, let us discuss what is the importance of rules. Why does rules is everywhere in our society? Kasi nabanggit ko nga kanina na mayroon tayong rules. Lalo na sa bahay, sa community, sa school, sa church. And even though minsan nga sa mga friends natin, di ba, meron tayong mga rules, set of rules. So, importance of rules to social beings. Number one, rules protect social beings by regulating the behavior. Rules helps us to cut the unnecessary things that we have to do. And it gives us the necessary ones. It builds boundaries it builds boundaries that place limits on the behavior. Nagkamali lang po ako ng lagay. And because of rules, we have or we always it is always coupled or meron siyang kakambal na consequences. Like for this example. Ayan. Bawal tumawid, may namatay na dito. We can see that signages when we went to Manila. Ayan. So before, nakalagay dyan, bawal tumawid, nakamamatay. Pero, as time goes by, ang nakalagay na, bawal tumawid, may namatay na dito. It's because many people violated the rule, bawal tumawid, and the consequence there na kinahinatnan nila is that namatay yung ibang tumawid doon sa kalsada na yun. So, also, sabi ko nga kanina, rules are coupled with the means to impose the consequences on those who violate them. So, maybe then, kung hindi ka man mamatay sa pagtawid dun sa kalsada na yun, ang mangyari naman ay mahuli ka ng mga traffic enforcer sa paglabag ng rule na bawal tumawid dun sa certain part na yun. And also, one of the many reasons why us people follow accepted rules is that we have to avoid the negative consequence. So in this case or in this example, the negative consequence that would happen to us if tumawid tayo dun sa pinagbabawal na tawiran ay mamatay tayo. That's the worst case scenario. Or kung hindi man ay makulong or mapagmulta tayo ng MMDA or ng mga kinauukulan. So that is why rules were always important. And um, it aims to protect us. Next, we have rules help to guarantee each person certain rights and freedom. Form frameworks for society. It forms frameworks for the society, which means in every nation, in every countries around the world, in every provinces, or in every town or city around the world, we have different types, or we have laws, ordinances, and also we have the different principles governing, which means, or which one of the example is that in the Philippines, we have our constitution. Yeah. So the Philippine Constitution gives us the background of the different types of our rights as a Filipino and the rights being a Filipino. So I posted the preamble for you to reminded of the 1987 Constitution. So, as hindi ko naman siya ipapakabisado sa inyo, pero, ayan, just a reminder lamang that a constitution is an example of rule. So, it is, yung ano kasi, yung constitution, it is the majority that has agreed to follow. And it is our consent to be governed by the such constitution kasi tayo ay mga Filipino and we are a Filipino. And constitution gives us a certain rights. Ayan. For us Filipino to govern some powers para magluklok ng ating magiging leader or to protect our liberty. So yan yung mga isa sa examples why we have a constitution. Next one, another example, nakasaad din sa ating constitution yung karapatan natin like bumoto. Yan, under suffrage or article number 5. So after that, after having the certain rights of freedom, for the purpose of rule, we have number 3, rules produce a sense of justice among human beings or among social beings. Ang social beings po na tinutukoy ko kanina pa ay tayong mga tao kasi we are part of the society and we socialize our whole life. Ayan. First, needed to keep the strong from dominating the weak. Yan. Rules helps us to produce that sense of justice na hindi naman sa lahat ng oras kung sino lang yung malakas, sila lang yung nasa taas. And it helps us to prevent the exploitation and domination ng certain parties. Also, always remember this, or please take note of this, that rules generate a stable system that provides justice. So because of that, nagkakaroon ng pantay na karapatan yung mga tao na hindi sa lahat ng oras ikaw ay nasa taas or ikaw yung magdo-dominate dun sa weak. Lastly, this is the last importance of rules. Rules are essential for a healthy economic system. So it is essential for a healthy economic system. Why? Because we need to ensure the product safety. So because of rules, we have the product safety standards set by the different governing factors or the governing agencies in the Philippines like FDA and TTI. Ayan. So yung mga mga mabibili nating products in the market, we're always ensures safety. And dahil doon, safe sila para kainin or safe sila for us to consume. So next one, we have employee safety. So hindi lang naman sa products ina-ensure ng rule yung safety, pati na din sa atin as employee. Kasi in different factories or in different companies around the world, they set rules or standards of rules and regulations for their employees, for them to protect their employee as well, and to protect also their company. Ayan, syempre, kung wala naman din ng employee ang isang company, hindi sila mag-work. And rules gives the employees rights na din. So next one, after that, the product quality. So rules not just ensure the product safety, kung safe ba yung ating i-consume na bagay, but it gives us also the heads up for a product quality. So ito bang bibilhin ko na electric fan dito sa certain store na to ay magtatagal siya ng 10 taon or hindi. Yan. And it helps us to have a good quality product na hindi naman yung isang bilibo lang ay wala na agad. No, paano naging disposable siya. And last, it protects the people intellectual property. So one example of that is the copyright and patents. So it helps protect yung intellectual property or yung ideas ng isang tao. So one best example ng mga copyrighted works were always songs, yan, common siya. Yung books, they are also copyrighted. Um, yung mga products na o yung may mga mga logo minsan, yung mga trademark logos, they are also copyrighted. Yan. So, hindi pala ako na ilagay dyan. The rules and regulations also keep the banking system stable so as to avoid the depression and the like. And it also helps regulate the rules on banking. So, sa paglalabas ng pera, ganyan. Magkano amount lang dapat yung lumabas. So, with that, I will be having a summary about the 4 importance of rules. So first importance is rules protect social beings by regulating behavior. Number 2, rules help to guarantee each person certain rights and freedom. Number 3, rules produce a sense of justice among social beings. And last, rules are essential for a healthy economic system. In short, society would not function very well without the rules and regulations set to it. Also, rules are necessary to protect the greater good. When we say to protect the greater good, it helps us to enhance the moral of the society and mas paayos pa yung ating society. So always remember that even the very freest or even the very peaceful country or peaceful place among the earth is meron din silang set of rules. Yan. For them to prevent or for them to hindi siya prevent eh. Tawag nito. Nakalimutan ko yung term. Yan. To set boundaries and limits dun sa mga tao or to their social beings. So, any questions regarding my discussion? Questions po?
Wala po.
Wala po.
Wala na po.
Naintindihan ba naman ang aking discussion?